Welcome back to Our Community. Susie Thomas visiting with Marie Cerrone and Tony Burke from Stark State College. You've been talking about people from Akron coming down. Well, they don't necessarily have to come down to Canton, to the Canton campus anymore. What's going on up there?
Well, on January 17th, we had our first day of classes at the Akron location, and I was fortunate enough to go there this morning because I wanted to take pictures and see it, and I didn't know our executive director, Don Mullen, was going to put me to work as an usher and get people to classes and stuff, so I was doing all kinds of things there, right? There was a need in Summit County there was no community college, and it was the biggest city, I think, in Ohio, or the biggest area in Ohio that had no community college. We were lucky enough to end up there. We have a brand new campus being built as we speak at Perkins and Route 8, but until then, we are in a current location at White Pond and 77, right off the highway. It's very, very convenient. And beautiful building, gorgeous, and the classes have begun. We are now officially in Akron as of January 17th, so we're very, very, very excited. And in just a short amount of time, our people, who are incredible, enrolled, I believe it's over 500 students. So that is, there's a need there. There really is, and you're going to see it grow as time goes along. But it was a bustle of energy up there. Yeah.
That's the key, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Finding a need and filling it. What's available up there for a student? What can they study? Everything? Is every course available?
Well, you could start any course or program at that location, and then, gradually, depending on what it is, for example, automotive, you'd have to come down to our Whipple location for the automotive program. But we're gauging the needs, trying to figure out what classes students are enrolling in, what majors they're declaring, so that when we move to the Perkins location, we can make sure that we have what we can covered. I know there's business, there's IT, STNA, just kind of a flavor of different degrees that they're trying to get started at the White Pond location. But as I said, I know they're already gauging what the needs are and what they're seeing this spring semester. And again, in summer and fall, when we see those trends, then we'll be prepared when we do move into Perkins in 2018 with what we officially need to have built and ready to go.
In general, do you see any majors kind of rising to the top as most popular right now?
Well, I know health. I mean, there's always a demand for health all the time that I've seen it since I've been at Stark State College. I mean, it's just constant and it's wonderful. I mean, you have students who want to go into nursing or medical assisting or you name it. That's one of the big ones. Also, our automotive technology just talking to people around the state is so widely regarded. Like there are, mechanics shops and things like that specifically look for our students because they're so ready when they get out. It is so well respected around the state. Yeah.
That's so wonderful. And how many students? This is always mind-boggling. How many students do you have right now?
Well, we like to speak in terms of our annual enrollment just because we have so many programs that are shorter term and students kind of enroll at different times. So about 16,000 annually.
That's incredible. Anything online I should know before I ask?
We have more than 18 online completable degrees.
Wow.
Yes. So students,
what?
Business, IT, different areas. If you go online, you can see we have a specific tab on the website for online programs. But we really have grown those degrees, and we are continually looking for those degrees that can be offered online, just because so many people enjoy that flexibility. And if you're a working parent, being able to sit down at your computer at home and take a class versus having to travel and find daycare for your kids, it makes a huge difference.
You also need to blow off a little steam in college and have a little bit of fun. And I know the primary reason people are going to Stark State is to finish and to get that associate's degree and get going. They're very career-minded. Perhaps you get a more serious flavor of student than I was when I was in college. So, yeah, you have any fun there? Do they have any extracurricular activities or things to do?
Well, they can always come up to marketing and play cornhole or something. We always have a lot of fun where we're at. Yeah.
Yeah, we do. We have an Office of Student Life, certainly, and there's in the spring you'll see out on the the green area, you'll have music playing and food being grilled, and different activities are highlighted during that so that students can see, oh, I want to join this club, or, I want to be in the business club and be able to travel with that. So our students get some great experiences through the clubs, that they get to compete at competitions around the country, that they get to travel to different conferences around the country. We have a student affairs committee that I sit on, and we approve a lot of those requests financially. And you wouldn't believe where our students go: California, Michigan, all over for these different opportunities. There's lots of ways that you can get involved. There's the student groups that are out there. It's just a matter of connecting with them.
Something that is very unique is your location. And when you think of the competitiveness of higher education, the fact that you are smack dab next door to Kent State at Stark, does that cause friction, or is that one of those great opportunities to have basically what's turning into a four-year college now right next door, to be able, I imagine a lot of your articulation agreements, they just even continue to park in the same parking lot, right? And they just go into a different building? Or how does that work?
Well, we have a fantastic relationship with Kent State Stark, and you're 100% right. It makes that articulation that much smoother. We have many partnerships with Kent. We work very closely with them on trying to find new partnerships when we can, and the same vice versa with them. So it's a collaborative relationship. It's definitely the benefit for both of our students. Everything from sharing some of their facilities fitness-wise to shared library resources, to those articulation agreements where our students start nursing with us and finish nursing with them. It's just a great partnership, and they've been fantastic to work with.
And a beautiful shared campus.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Just a lovely area. You recently have gone through a new branding campaign. That's always fun. Let's talk about that.
Sure. Thankfully, Marisa and her team were already on it before I even came to Stark State College, so the bulk of the work and the tough work was pretty much in hand. We have an incredible team at our place, and a graphic designer named Beth Klein, who is, I can't believe what she can do and turn around in such short notice. But she designed it. We went through focus groups. We went through surveys, and the team really narrowed it down before I even arrived. And then when I came in, there was completion that still needed to be done. We had some more focus groups and things of that nature, and then we settled on the new look that was debuted again. It was a big day on Tuesday the 17th. We debuted the logo. We opened up a location in Akron, and we started classes in at main campus and all our satellites too. So it's a very fresh look. The logo that we've had since 1960 has now been transition to our college seal, more traditional college seal. So you'll see that still around, but you'll also see this new look on clothing, on buildings as they go up and things of that nature. So we're very excited about it, actually. I think it's something that students are going to be, and faculty and staff are going to be very proud of and wear. And, we've all worked in places where you really love to wear the look because you're representing more than yourself, right? So we're very proud, and I'd love to take any of the credit for it, but the team really had it in place long before I got there. So
how unusual and rare and awesome that you were able to design that in-house and not go to an agency for help in coming up with the rebranding. That's unusual. Do you realize how unusual that is?
We both realize how blessed we are with such a fantastic team. Absolutely.
Yep. Yeah, because I did the same thing in my previous life at Catholic Charities, and that was done out of house as far as the design goes, and we would just help. But you're right; it's a totally different mindset when you go through it. Yeah.
Tell us about the fun of the focus groups. If you'd be willing to share, I always think it's fun to talk about what didn't make the cut. Are there any you're willing to share there? Or how those focus groups went?
No, they went. They went well. As it turned out, the logo that ended up being decided upon actually in our last survey was about a 3-to-1 that people liked it. So it actually was a good 75%. So it worked out well. We knew then we hit on something good. But no, the other logos actually they were well received actually, but just not as well received as this one. Where
will we see it coming up? Most obviously, will there be billboards or some things for us to be on the lookout for?
Yeah, our new strategic plan that's now in place. It's on there. It'll be on billboards. All our marketing materials. It's already on the website, already being used. Actually, we have it. We make it easy for members like yourself, the media, or whatever, to download it so they can use it for anything that they need to. It's on our logos page, starkstate.edu/logos. So you'll find it all over the place here in the near future. Yeah.
Awesome. All right, well, watch for our Facebook page because as we announce this program, we will have used it last night, actually, to let everybody know that you're on today. Let's talk about alumni success stories. I know that you're very proud of, any idea of how many alumni you've got?
This is interesting. We just did a survey, partnered with another organization, a firm, to figure out where our alumni are, what they're doing, who they are. And we reached out to more than 22,000 alumni that we were able to locate.
Living alumni. And what's incredible is when we got the survey results back, which was about a 5% return, which is pretty good for a survey. Nearly 70% of the alumni were still working in the field that they had studied initially at Stark State. Wow. Now, some of them had gone on and received bachelor's, master's, some PhDs, but all in that same field. And so they're still working, they're still engaged, and they still have great things to say about Stark State. A couple people, I got my start at Stark State. The quality education I received was priceless. I mean, just great comments from these folks that we haven't been able to tap into in the past, and we're really excited that we're going to be tapping into that. We're going to be reaching out to them, trying to engage them more because there's nothing more valuable than the positive feedback you can get from alumni. Your development people must be thrilled to have that kind of feedback. And and your alumni will be getting those requests very soon in the mail, I'm sure.
We'll map it out strategically, but it's a great thing. So
yeah, but also just that feeling of that connection, that they stay connected heart-wise with Stark State. What does that mean to you?
I think it's priceless, not to use the same word again, but we have, on our foundation board, we have a couple of alumni members as well. And for them to come back and hear what the community is saying about Stark State and for them to add to what they're saying and feel proud of what they've been able to accomplish thanks to that degree or that piece of paper. I've heard people say, who knew that piece of paper could mean so much?
And it does.
And so just to have those positive ambassadors in the community who are feeling good about what they received and what they're able to give back to the community because of that, it's a wonderful, wonderful thing.
Our time is scooting by so quickly. You've said a couple of times all of our satellite campuses. Where all are you located?
We are in Alliance, Barberton, Akron, North Canton, and our main campus right in Canton, North Canton, Ohio. So,
and then
downtown Canton, yes.
Yeah. Always exciting to find out what's going on at Stark State College. Marie Cerrone, Tony Burke. Website real quickly so people can check out more.
starkstate.edu.
Thank you so much for what you're doing in our community.